Welcome back to the official, proper Patch Note Show. Pompoddies are now joining me. The Pollens play came out of
dachte schon,
nowhere.
die ziehen das jetzt durch.
Food.
Ich hab schon
Yeah,
so
we're getting ready. So I'm like, you know what? Let's just go live and see how he does. He did okay.
Yeah, no, he reacted to that pretty well.
He actually responded to, you know, what the change was. There wasn't a jig for you guys at home. Went from 20 to 10. And he gave a better explanation than you.
Wow.
I mean, it made more sense.
It was just too strong. We need to nerf it.
Yeah, it just killed
So
people.
that should be like every change we do now. I was like, oh yeah, it was too strong. Let's nerf it.
Well, we'll get through to those changes shortly. We'll start things off with the skins we've got coming this patch. And the first one on the docket is going to be Sirket. Sirket is going to get a new skin, Kunoichi.
Kunoichi.
I was almost right.
I know, mine's probably
Das
bad,
sieht
the translation.
Oh,
badass aus.
I like that.
Yeah, no, it's really cool. Wait till we get in game.
Und sogar hat schon ewig keinen Skin mehr. Ist gar nicht so schlecht.
I don't even know what that's called because I'm not very anime. I'm not anime enough to understand what that chain plus blade at the end is.
I'm all anime.
What is that
All the time.
blade plus chain combination in the background?
I have no idea.
So you're anime and you don't know what that is?
I don't know what that is.
I don't think you're truly anime.
I'm like 95% anime.
Well, the 5% is clearly in that chain and blade. Next up is going to be a new Geb skin.
Yeah,
The
we're doing
dream. God, I love Geb skins. What's that?
That is a crazy kind of druid stone.
Druid stone Geb. Okay.
I always like this card art just because it shows like Geb as
Die Karte sieht ja ganz nett aus, aber gibt
like
irgendwie
huge
null
thing. Because everyone's just standing.
Eindruck, wie das Ding
Like,
in-game
Arceus
aussehen
there,
soll.
like, yo, Geb's huge. And Kodanos is basically a baby in comparison to him as well.
Yeah, look how close he is to the camera, and he's still way smaller.
I will say some of the card art is crazy in this. Not only do we have Geb, we also have a Hachiman skin for you all, the Oni Musha.
This
If I said
one
that right.
is
Ist ein Tattoo
awesome.
oder was?
Is that some
Nee.
sort of dino beast thing that he's riding?
No, it's just like a kind of crazy.
Aber sieht trotzdem ziemlich
metal-plated
scheiße
box.
aus.
I just see the prehensile tail, sort of like bone tail.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, okay. That's going to be available too, as well as two other skins. The Snow Day Scylla Child's Play
This
skin.
is like my favorite skin. Look at
Haben wir nicht schon einen Child's Play
Look at those Huskies.
Skin?
They're going to pull
Skiller
along
Skin?
happily, and she looks very, very
Also, die sieht ja ganz
enchanted
lustig
in that
aus.
one. And next
mag
up
die
is
Hündchen.
Ice Mage Agni, also in the Child's Play as well. Agni's not in a decent skin at all. I say that, but Agni skins are all good.
I mean, the Gemini one for a long time
Hat er
was
dann
like
bitte
my
auch,
favorite from like the whole last year.
I think
Der blaue
Agni
oder
was just
weiße
Agni
Autotext, das
was
wäre
really
cool.
killed so many things in life.
Agni always
This
gets good
fucking came out.
skins.
Yeah, he really does, and this should be another one. And of course, there'll be Circuit Mastery updates as well for you all to see. We'll get through to those later on as well. Card art looks fantastic for those, but it's time for that moment. This is going to be quite a quick patch, actually, Paul, isn't it?
Yeah, so we are heading towards Worlds. Worlds is coming in.
Really? I didn't know.
No one notices. No one notices. But we are very focused on making changes towards the competitive meta. As we get closer and closer towards that actual tournament setting, we want to make sure the game's in a really good state. There's a lot of diverse strategies and picks, and so a lot of our changes going forward to that will be towards the competitive meta, making sure that situation is pretty well balanced between all the different strategies.
Sure. So with these changes going in now, obviously there are a couple of patches before the World Championship, so it's small changes that are leading to a certain direction. Is that the sort of
And we're also giving ourselves some time to adjust to these changes so that players have time to actually play with them before they actually get to the World's environment. Then we also have our few patches leading up there that we can make smaller adjustments if we need to.
Okay then, on to the patch itself. We'll start things off with item balance, as always. I'm going to start off with Warrior's Bane this time round. Warrior's Bane, we've decreased the physical penetration from 22% to 15%. And Titan's Bane as
ja,
well.
das
It's
macht mir mehr
advanced,
Sorgen.
advanced version. Is going to
Also,
have
ich
a
dachte, sie hätten
cost
es
increase
genervt
from
von
2150 gold to
33 auf
2300
30,
plus.
25.
Plus, the percentage of penetration is going to go down on this as well from 33% to 30%. Big changes to the pet item.
Yes, so we have very targeted changes that are towards really the
Der Tattoo-Nerf ist ehrlich
Guardian
das Schlimme.
/ 3 Warrior, like the tanky front line and the double hunter. And so every change you're going to see this patch, except for the final one that we'll go over, is targeted towards addressing that, with which is generally single item pen is really, really strong. It makes hunters and it makes warriors, especially with their high base damage, able to do a ton of damage with one single item. The second thing that we're adjusting is magical protection on a few key items, so that mages have more of an opportunity to actually be the damage dealer for their team. And then we're also diversifying mage starts to make sure that they have starts that are comparable.
You're just going to go through the whole patch.
We're going through the whole
Ja,
thing.
was sie
just
da
because
vergessen
I
ist,
wanna
dass Hunter im
preface it
Moment
as
Executioner und Titans Bane und Arcee Bane sind
Those are
3
the problem areas that
Pen-Items.
we saw, and so we're making target adjustments. So the Titans Bane adjustment
Und wenn man
is
Titans Bane mit Executioner baut, ist der Nerf schon kleiner, als er aussieht.
destroy Squishies even, because like if Squishy has like
Und das sind ja
60
schon nur
protection, it's still 20
ein
penalty.
Elftel.
People could buy this very effectively, and they could get any damage they needed, and then just stack tank on top of it.
Kind of like what some assassins do over and over again. We're just going Titan's Bane and then full tank.
Yep, and so that's very targeted towards that kind of play style.
Okay.
And then we can go on to the magical protection stuff.
Well, we're going to magical protection right now. Spellbound Voidstone Kasaris next up. We're going to decrease the magical protection from 50 to 40. And same can be said for the Shogun's Kasari. That's going to have reduced protections, magical protections from 50 to 40 as well. And then Voidstone, decreased magical protection. This is a mage patch. I wonder what's going on with Chaos, MLC, Stealth, Ryan, Clumsy, all in the office.
Look, I'm an assassin player, and I was still on board with these.
Yeah, me too. Well, at least some of them. We'll see.
Ich verstehe nicht ganz, warum die ein Item dürfen, das keiner baut.
And then Tiny Trinket is the next one on the list.
Oh, we can go through the magical protection first.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I was going to keep going because you kind of went over.
Yeah, I just kind of took control of the show.
Well, I've got Tiny Trinket on this. I'm going to say increase magical protection power from 15 to 20. There
yes. So for the magical protection items, we largely hit the magical protection items that were very hybrid in their nature.
Yeah.
Because a lot of these tanky characters were splashing just one magical protection item in their build, and that largely enabled them to ignore mage damage pretty heavily, as well as get a huge bonus to their team or themselves. So the Shogun's Kasari, which gives attack speed to, especially the double hunter strategy, was very potent. It allowed you to be tanky against any mage opportunity or opposition that you wanted, as well as giving your team just a huge buff. So we toned down the protection part of it. So now you're really picking up. You're deciding, do I want to really focus on protections, or do I want to focus on helping my team?
Okay.
Voidstone's a similar situation. It has health, protections, and this pen aura. And so if you're picking it up, you shouldn't be as tanky as other magical protection items are giving you. So reducing the magical protections, allowing you to have that pen opportunity so that if you want to get magic damage on your guardian, or if you want to help your mage deal a bit more damage, you still can. It's just not as defensive.
Gotcha. So there's really small changes to the magical protection tree in terms of, viability in those scary areas. The Tiny Trinket I just mentioned, do you want to talk me through these?
Yeah, so the changes for mages is largely towards their starts.
Right.
Also im Moment sieht es für mich so aus, als würden Zoll und Kronos einfach stumpf zurückkommen und du hast weiterhin zwei Hunter in Anführungszeichen nehmen, wenn sie Magical Protections nerven und Physical Penetration.
And deal with them pretty handedly. And so even though that was their one start, it wasn't as strong as the other ones. So we buffed that start, as well as we are opening up the pool for other starts for mages. So we're making the starter item combos that you can pair it with, like Sands of Time, and then if you want to go into the Bancross tree, that item is going to be more powerful. If you want to go into the Lost Relic tree, which is the Rod Tahuti Cronus Pendant Doom Orb tree, that's going to be more viable for you as well. So we're making that start more comparable, so the Soul Trap start more comparable to other mage starts, as well as opening up other mage opportunities to actually answer the situations that they're given.
Gotcha. So buff the tough tree a little bit, but at the same time try and buff the other options to make them a little bit more variable potentially. Okay, so that's Tiny Trinket. Next one is Lost Artifact. We've decreased the cost from 600 gold to 550 and increased cost of Restored Artifact and
Eigentlich ist es eine
by
gute
50
Idee,
to preserve the original
Mage
price.
Stars anzupassen, aber das
Yep,
Problem ist, dass man mit Tier 2, also Soul Trap,
Everything after that you build off
nicht anfängt, weil es auf Level 1 so gut ist, sondern wenn man diesen Book unglaublich schnell fertig hat, da der diesen Power-Spike hat, da wird sich nicht viel dran ändern, wenn man mit einem anderen Start 5 Power mehr hat als jetzt. Also, bin ich nicht überzeugt von.
From 1400 gold to 1350, so a 50 gold reduction there. However, the full cost of Soul Reaver and Book of Tough will still stay the same. They will actually just increase by 50 to preserve their original prices.
So a lot of this is giving either a little bit more power so that you can actually start poking your enemies a bit more aggressively, clear a bit more aggressively, or making it so that you have an extra potion to help you stay in the early game.
Gotcha.
Und damit ist dann Soul Trap Start genauso teuer, wie wenn man Warlocks der Statue anfängt. Man kann halt einfach einen Pot mehr bauen.
60, increased MP 5
wird nicht so viel
from 7
ändern.
to 10 and reduce the amount of stacks from 50 to 40. Is that to compensate for the power buff?
Yes, so if you get it to fully stacked, it's actually going to be the same exact power that you used to in live right now. But for an item that costs, you had to go invest into it, and then you have to start getting it stacked up, compared to something like the Book of Thoth Rush, where that gets just 100 power immediately. Getting 40 power off the bat.
Das ist ein Change, den ich überhaupt nicht so wirklich verstehe. Also ich persönlich finde es gut, ich mag Doom.
So we're making it so that it's a bit more strong when you initially purchase it, so you're not so put far behind by actually getting it. And then when you actually lose stacks, it's going to be a bit less punishing as well, because
wir haben in Smite seit Jahren letztendlich das Problem des Snowballing. Wenn wir jetzt anfangen, Stacking-Items, die sich halbieren, also Doom gibt es nur noch, Hardseeker gibt es ja in der alten Form nicht mehr, wieder in die Meta zu bringen, wird es mit dem Snowballing nicht besser, sag ich mal.
But it's also
but it's going to be more consistent.
Yeah, it's a bit better as well because you have to farm less minions as well, I guess, to be able to get these stacks online. So that's Doom Orb. And the final item this patch is going to be Soul Eater. We've reduced the cost from 2400 to 2300. We've increased the power from 30 to 40 and reduced the evolved bonus power from plus 20 to plus 10.
The evolved form, if you could get it online and get it going, it really helped you
Immer noch zu teuer.
sustain in fights and give you a good amount of power, some
200 Gold.
CDR, some mana. But it was just a bit too slow to come online.
Und das Grundproblem ist, dass der Lifesteal zu wenig ist. Die Änderung, die sie da machen müssten, wäre, dass er nicht 10% von Ability Damage als Lifesteal gibt, sondern einfach Your Lifesteal applies to abilities as well oder so ähnlich das Wording machen. Dass man halt einfach stumpf, wenn man Devos und Soul Eater baut, 34% Lifesteal auf Abilities hat. Dann können wir drüber reden, ob das Ding mal funktioniert. Aber so, immer noch zu teuer, immer noch zu scheiße. Schade eigentlich. Und vor allem, also, wenn sie wenigstens die Power drauf gelassen hätten, statt die von den Stacks wieder runterzunehmen. Aber auch dann vielleicht das Item immer noch.
And that we largely felt that was due to their starts being a bit weaker as well as their end games being a bit weaker. And so we wanted to give them more opportunities to get started in the early game. Then we also wanted to target a few items that were potentially preventing them from being successful, as well as a few items that were also just doing really, really well in terms of enabling this triple kind of Guardian, triple Warrior strategy with Double Hunter. Wow. We still want it to be a viable strategy if you want to run it.
Sure.
Just not so potentially dominant.
Okay, well that's it for items this patch. On to God Balance, and this is not in alphabetical order from what I can tell, because Fenrir is the first one on the list.
Yeah, and then we have an Artio one later.
Fenrir.
Look, man.
Artio buffs, boys. Ich kann's schon riechen.
They're a lot.
Yeah,
they're cool. I'm hyped as a Fenrir player.
We all Fenrir mains now. Ready for this? Here we go. This passive, unbanned runes first of all. This passive no longer affects Seething Howl.
Yep. So
we'll get to why.
Yeah, Seething Howl will no longer consume runes.
Oh, we'll get to why in a second. Yeah.
See, he's scared of this. I for one am happy about Fenrir. He's finally released.
It's okay. Fenrir, so Brutalize. Fenrir now gains bonus physical and magical protections of 5+1 per level while channeling this ability. So at max rank, that's going to be what?
Well, not at max rank, at max level.
Sorry, max level.
25.
So it's 25
so it doesn't matter the rank that you have it. It's going to be 5+1 per level. And this is just to give Fenrir a bit of tankiness so that when he brutalizes into a fight, he has more of an opportunity to actually continue that and risk his health pool a bit more. Right now, it's pretty easy to, one, interrupt, so you can actually take away those protections from him. But two, if you choose to stay on, it often is a death sentence in a lot of situations.
Next up is Seething Howl.
Da werden ein paar Protections sich dran ändern.
Unbound runes, but it is no longer consumed runes from unbound runes at all. Instead, when you actually use this ability, it's going to increase your physical power buff from 10 to 70 as you scale it up. It used to be that. It's now going to be 20 to 80. And not only that, we've increased the physical power buff from 30 to 35%. So you don't need runes.
You do not need runes.
Get the extra benefits from this. It's been buffed at a base level to, I guess, compensate for not having the runes up.
Yeah, so the big thing here is Seething Howl is this ability that could
also wenn mich nicht alles täuscht, ist das deutlich schlechter, als wenn man es mit Runen benutzt jetzt. Ich hätte erwartet, dass sie einfach dann den gebufften Zustand immer in die Ability einbauen. Oder dass wir Cube-Teilung machen, dass man Runen braucht, aber sie dann einfach nicht weggehen, wenn man 2 drückt. Aber von dem bin ich nicht wirklich überzeugt im Moment.
It's independent of the other 3 effects that are all more powerful in their own right.
So the base level for you guys out there, if you've got 5 stacks and you're going to go into a fight, you pop Seething Howl first, you get a 80 power buff at max level, then you jump on them and get the stun, and then you get more damage from auto attacks, including more lifesteal.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Cool. Not only that, there's a little bit more for Fenrir here as well. Ragnarok. We've adjusted the damage to be consistent increase per rank. To be a consistent increase.
Yeah, there was a single rank that was not giving. I think it was either giving 5 extra or taking away 5 extra.
Well, it's increased range of the attack as well from 12 to 15, so a little bit easier to connect with this. And we've also added a cone targeted to this attack to more clearly show the range.
Yeah, so
das ist lustigerweise der größte Buff in diesem ganzen Änderung. Und was schon öfter mal vorgeschlagen wurde von das ist endlich
over the models and into the models. And so Fenrir has literally taken a bite out of this 3D character, and you didn't actually pick them up. So the range was just too short to really actually indicate like how far his animation was going. So now if the animation looks like it connects, it will connect. And the cone target is there just to make sure that you have a very clear area of where you're going to bite, especially as you get towards the sides of the cone.
Sure.
Having that area defined is pretty useful. It helps you actually pick out the target you really want. So both a quality of life to make sure that he can actually hit this ability on who he wants it to, but also that it actually makes sense with his animation.
You seem like you've got a real smiles on your face about these Fenrir changes, by the way.
I like Fenrir. I always feel good
I'm happy to see him back. I'm not going to say that, but...
And I'm excited for these changes. I'm actually mainly excited so I can actually use Seething Howl aggressively. just using it defensively, like I get a kill and then I pop Sailing Howl, I heal the full. Like that was like the use of it, and I just being able to actually use it in different situations is fun.
Okay, well, mix things up for the Fenrir players out there, or the lack of, and now the majority of. Going into this next patch, Artio is next on the list. The lady has been dominant still.
She's been dominant at a competitive level, but since the nerfs that we've done to her since her relaunch, overall at most other skill levels, she's actually evened out pretty effectively.
Sure.
And so these changes are really targeted towards kind of the top end, where she's being used mainly in the ability to get farm on RTO and then be this really effective brawler. We're reducing that a little bit.
So as you can see on the screen there, the energy surge, first of all, decreased energy surge heal from 60 to 140. It's going to be 40 to 120 per enemy god hit. Not only that, we've also decreased the magical power scaling on energy surge heal from 25% to 20%. And life tap, the heavy charge as well, decreased magical power scaling on life tap heal from 10% to 5% per tick. So scaling has been hit here as well.
Yeah, the base was hit a little bit because even in her support area where she'd be like the support for the team, it was still a bit too high healing. But especially when she started getting more kind of bruisery items that had a bit of magical power on it, she was sustaining too much in a fight, and it made it kind of frustrating to deal with. So we mainly focused on targeting the scaling heal that she had.
Okay, that's it for Artio. We'll move on now to Kokolin. Is also on this list here. I don't even know what this one is. I've not seen this one yet. Berserk.
Ich glaube, das ist nicht das Problem mit Artio.
Reduced bonus shield from 20 plus
Aber die Cripple Dash Kombination wollen sie natürlich behalten,
20
verständlicherweise.
And Vent Anger, decreased self movement speed buff from 10% to 5%.
So mainly his level 2 aggression was kind of insane. You get this crazy shield, you get the movement speed to chase it, and then you also had access to your abilities. And it made it very difficult to counterplay overall as a whole. So we're reducing the amount of shielding he gets. We're reducing his ability to chase while he's in that form by reducing the basically 10% movement speed buff that he has, because Vent Anger is always active when you're berserked, allowing players to have more counterplay, especially as players have learned him and gotten a lot better with him. He's just kind of climbed in stats and performance as people have figured out how to actually manage the rage, actually when you want to engage, when you want to like try and like bait your opponent into like mini wave coming, get your rage out, and then start fighting them. He's been doing a lot more successfully lately, and this is just targeted towards reducing.
Da wollte ich nur mal eben anmerken, der Nerf ist kleiner, als es aussieht. Movement Speed ist additiv, sprich, wenn ich irgendwie Boots und Masamon habe, bin ich bei 128% und der Nerf sind jetzt von 138 auf 133.
So that's actually a damage reduction for Smite as well as the increased damage that you can take.
Auf Level 2 in der Solo-Lane, wenn man nur Boots 1 hat, ist das... letztendlich ist das der Punkt, wo du vielleicht auch am heftigsten nerven willst. Von daher schauen wir mal.
So he can actually sit in there. If you're stuck there and you decide to turn and burn him, it's going to be harder to do that because he's actually applying that to you.
And your teammates as well.
And if your teammates, because he doesn't get frostbite, he applies it to someone, so they do reduce damage. So if the teammates are around it and not actually in it, they don't get
No, I meant like if the enemies in it, they're doing reduced damage to your team.
Yes, and to your team, yes.
That's what I wanted to clear up, because
it affects it affects any damage you deal when you have it
on.
So
actually is a support buff for you, mate.
Yeah, so if you're actually sitting in the middle of a team fight and you're channeling it, and they decide like, oh, you're Ymir, you're channeling, I'm just going to turn and burn you. They are going to be a bit slower doing it. You have more time to detonate, you have more time to get charge. Maybe you can turn that fight around. And then also as well, if you leave the area at any given time, you actually also get it applied to you. So it's not just on detonate. If you enter and leave, that also counts as you getting the 4-second frostbite, because he did slow you. He did hit you with the slow effect.
Okay, so that's a nice little buffer you made there. And that's it for all the balance. That was pretty quick.
Yeah, we got through it.
Was it painless, though? You guys at home will be the one deciding that, more than likely.
The amount of people that are going to get jumped on my Fenrir is probably pretty high.
Yeah, quite a few. You are a Fenrir.
That's good for him. He's been struggling.
He has for quite a while. We'll see how well it goes. And with that, Pon, I'm going to send you into the back room now to go and get the skins ready. As I turn my attention to a wonderful man that's standing all alone. It's
Yay, Skins.
MLC Stealth.
Seriously, einer der andere sieht richtig gut aus, zumindest vom Card her.
I didn't mean to. I'm sorry.
It's on Reddit.
Damn.
It's on the video.
It's not. It's not supposed to. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm doing super good. How are you doing?
I'm not bad. Why have they left you alone? Where's everybody else?
I don't know. I thought there were supposed to be other people here. There's not. It's just me. I'm not sure what's going on here. They just stuck me here.
It's because Reddit's been saying you're the best employee we've ever had, so now we've just fired everybody else. That's what it seems to be.
Yep, just me here.
Just you. Good job. Well, talk to me first of all about the Adventures Community Day.
So Adventures Community Day was yesterday. We had a ton of fun doing it. We encouraged people to stream Shadows over Hercopolis. We were hanging out in people's streams, giving away skin codes, giving away Trickster bundles. We're also holding an art contest for Shadows over Hercopolis. Submit any art or those VODs from yesterday to a submission form. You can go to twitter.com/SmiteGame, look at our pinned tweet, and that's where you're going to find the form.
Okay, and what'd you win?
You win gems, skin codes, just fun things like
A date
that.
with you?
We haven't put that into the schedule yet. But
Can
if
we?
If there's enough traction behind this movement, I think I can manage to do it.
Oh, there's going to be traction now that you said that. You should not have said that. You'll learn. You'll learn. Not only that, we've also got a new difficulty mode coming out here for the adventure.
Yes, that's correct. With patch 422, we are releasing Nightmare mode for Shadows over Hercopolis.
Oh.
This is the biggest challenge yet. You're not going to defeat this mode.
You're not?
Feine fucking Lee.
It's a nightmare.
No, you're not. Other people
Meine
are.
Befürchtung
I'm
ist
not
nur,
gonna defeat this
Yeah,
mode.
I don't get you.
dass ich mir da 2 kompetente Leute suchen muss und nicht einfach random queuen kann.
But I don't. So what do you get for completing it?
So for completing it, the 12th and final quest is defeat Loki on Nightmare. You get a animated avatar for doing that. It's going to be really fun.
Okay, so an animated avatar. Oh,
And we're also holding a contest to see who is the world's first Nightmare mode completer.
Oh, really? And what is there a contest winner?
There will be contest winners. More gems are going to be given out to those people.
Is it more dates with you as well?
More dates with me if there's a big enough movement behind it.
Okay.
And last but not least,
Go on. What have you got?
it's Party Up Weekend.
It is?
It is. It's this weekend.
Are you
We
gonna
are
party with
holding
me?
double XP. I'm not going to party with you.
Wow.
I have a very, very strict party schedule that I play with people who usually are good at Smite. You don't really meet those requirements.
Okay, retired ex-pro player.
So we're holding
Keep talking. Yeah.
double XP, double everything, double worshippers experience favor for playing in a party of 2 or more with your friends.
Awesome. So that's all going on this weekend as well. Brett,
It's going on this weekend.
Lass mich diesen
Where can they
Moment
find you, by the
nutzen,
way?
um nochmal
You can
darauf
find me at
hinzuweisen,
twitter.com/,
dass
and you'll see
XP-Booster und XP-Modifier eine
stealth with a 3.
sehr
why is
ST3
schlechte
ALT.
Idee
there
sind.
2 underscores?
The first underscore was taken by somebody else, so I had to go double underscore.
Oh, rip the dream. That was probably me. Thank you, Brett. As always, take it easy. I mean, you'll probably see him around the community as always, giving gems and dates to whoever wishes to have them. Back to the desk.
But not playing Smite with you, though.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
to be fair,
Man, shots
It was-
fired
it was me.
already.
No,
We barely
what you
got
should
started.
do, Hindu,
It was
is
me.
you should win the date and then make him play Smite with you.
That's true.
that could be good. I could rig
It's
that.
an easy way
At
for
the
the
same
hot
time, I
carry.
was just trying to be nice to him to make him relive his glory days of when people used to know he existed. You know, like
Oh,
that
man.
happens sometimes. I'm
brutal.
sorry, Brett. Isaiah, you've upgraded though.
Yeah, I know.
Welcome.
Your boy is on the desk again.
Yeah.
What's up? How's
That's what happens. You know,
I know,
You
right?
leave Brett behind.
Yeah, he did a good job.
You
though.
make the quick joke about it every time. What's the line that you guys use? Good one, Brett. Is
Yeah,
it?
good one, Brett.
Do that and you get yourself on the desk.
That's right.
It works out well. And as always,
And AJ's at a wedding, so.
Edges away. Aw.
I'm high-res AJ. Can't you tell from my...
Less talking,
Actually,
more
that's a good
patch
point.
stuff.
He basically is in the same position as AJ is normally in, and he's in the same
Yeah.
outfit.
Yeah,
Did you
came
actually
dressed.
just,
You're,
AJ today,
you're
yeah.
AJ today?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
okay.
did you just steal his jacket? Is that what happened?
Damn,
actually
I
have
had
one
a
as well.
wig, dude, that you could have used.
So we're here for all the skins, I believe, and I'm just waiting for the production to be ready with those skins. Just as a heads up.
We actually want to give a shout out real quick to Wuzzyboo, whose stream I dropped in on during Community Day. for Smite.
Wuzzyboo.
Wuzzyboo.
That sounds like the
He's
item
a-
I made up earlier.
He's a 20-year-old streamer in Norway who was on with Audie and M, and we got to watch him and his crew beat the ice wall for the first time in Smite Adventures. It was
That is
exciting
awesome.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, Community Day was just a ton of fun. It was so awesome.
Gave
to
out
kinda,
some skins, gave out some
hang out,
bundles.
hang out in some streams. You know, maybe not the higher level streams, but hang out with some people with some lower viewership.
Streams just starting out on
Exactly.
their path to glory.
That's right.
And
Now,
this
Chuck,
is their first step.
One quick question for you as well. The background and everything here shows snow and like snowy, wintry skins, right? This
Yeah.
isn't the only like Christmassy patch we've got.
No, there's more.
Okay, I
There's
just wanted to
more
clarify that because it
Christmassy.
seemed very early.
This is
Whole
a
sack full
winter-themed
of Christmas
skin
presents
as
Right.
we
over
the
move
patches.
into the winter time.
Exactly.
Do
It's
we-
getting cold outside.
Do we like
so,
forget
yeah.
about Thanksgiving or something? Is that what happened?
Who wants a Thanksgiving skin? I don't know about that.
I mean, I don't
Yeah.
even
No, we're
do the holiday. I'm
thankful
not even
we're
from
gonna
here.
make,
so-
for
like,
these winter-themed
turkey
skins
dodgy
in
or
November
like
is
Yeah.
what we're doing. for Thanksgiving,
Pilgrim Loki. I don't know.
Pilgrim Loki. That
No.
sounds like a possible.
No.
The artists are out there already
I
drawing
know,
up
right?
a
It's like
target
fan
box.
art, fan
Also,
art, fan
das
art.
klingt ja auch so, als immer nach einer guten Idee.
So the skins we've got to go through today is going to be the Geb, the Hachiman, the Scylla, the Agni, Circuit, and the Circuit Mastery skins. Before we actually get to those, any favorites from you guys specifically for this one?
I mean, this Hachiman skin is
Pretty
dope
dope.
AF.
Yeah.
The Scylla one looks really good too, though, from what I could tell.
Yeah, but I like evil skins.
It feels like the
Dude.
people like F. Dot and Larson were involved in the creating of this Scylla skin because it's dog
Yeah.
related.
So many good dogs. So many
I
good
mean,
dogs.
Scylla herself is dog related.
Okay, Iris. Hm. Good job, Pirates. Hm. Wusa. Von des Bolz, da war doch ein YouTube-Link. Mal gucken, ob es ganz weg ist. Oder nur auf Twitch. Offensichtlich ganz. Juhu. Das sind ja nur 10.300 Leute. Davon gerade leicht genervt sind. Joa. Gut. Oh, ohne Bindestrich. Machen wir mal was. So zwischendurch. Klingt nicht so, als ginge da schon wieder was. Hey, that's Pliss.
He actually
That's
would
like
have
moving
happened at the
Yay.
very
Starter.
beginning if you check the footage. That was
The
the very
crew
good.
scares on you.
Da haben wir nichts
The
verpasst.
crew scares on you.
And that's the voice pack for that. I'm just waiting for the card out for the next one, because I believe we'll be moving on to Hachiman next. The one
Sieht in-game irgendwie ziemlich kacke aus, das Skin, wenn ich
Let's
ehrlich
have a
bin.
look at the Hachiman icon. Sorry, the card art, I should say, first of all. And yeah, like.
Oh, come on, Iris. Really?
demonic armor. Even like without the
Wäre auch toll, wenn das nur automatisch neu starten würde.
darker, like blacker metal.
Das Twitch-Ding.
Then with those accents of red, it turned out really nice.
I do like the swirls
Oh,
around.
I really
the
like
facility.
the pattern inside of.
Sieht in-game nicht so schlimm aus wie auf dem Card-Art, aber
Arcane.
die
Oh
war noch
no,
nicht so
check out the
toll.
flag.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
Nice.
Okay. Literally, in the case of Odin.
I had nothing to do with that.
I thought it would be a skull if it was you.
See, that's
A
what I think
moving
happened.
skull.
Is they're like,
No,
Chuck,
no,
all right,
I
no more
like-
skulls. It's like, fine, I
Right.
promise. No skulls.
Demonic eyes are equivalent to skulls in their awesomeness.
Okay. On the same level. And there's the amazing horse.
nice.
It's got to be slow mode, Palm. It's got to be slow mode.
Naja,
It is a
weiß nicht, ob ich das amazing nennen würde.
By the way, if you put these commands into your game client, you too can slow down your game to be just like this.
No, you can't.
Maybe if you get a date with bread.
Chuck's an artist and
Right.
not.
Wenigstens ist
not
das Pferd nicht
a
auch
GM,
golden,
so
das ist
he
schon mal
doesn't
gut.
know that you can do this in your games with the same commands.
If you're a GM, bro,
Are you a GM, Hindu?
No.
Yeah.
They would never
Right.
trust me. They would never trust me with,
With
that
good
amount of
reason.
power. Mhm.
Look at your misinformation campaign already.
I mean, with great power comes great responsibility, and I don't deserve responsibility.
No,
It's
that's
a
right.
very bad idea.
it's true. That does put a power cap on you.
Man,
Horse.
yeah.
Looks amazing. And it comes with a voice pack too, so we should have a nice little listening to that.
So this
pretty
sounds
boss,
very
woohoo.
similar to the Dark Knight Odin, which is one of my favorite voice packs.
Yeah.
I love that voice. So I'm like totally cool with it being similar. It's amazing.
Maleficent of you.
Ich finde diese Art Voice Packs ganz schrecklich.
I am their doom. You will drown in your own blood.
Oh, that is
Harsh.
That is some deep
That heart of
taunting.
yours. I think I'll relieve you of it. Demons do not have hearts, apart from those we eat. Watching what you call putting up a fight is enough suffering for us all.
That is some laugh right there.
Right. I really love the layered effects on top of the voice acting.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like
Excellent combination.
The Dark Knight Odin has the same thing, and it's so awesome.
Oh yeah.
He's a scary dude.
Yes.
I wouldn't want to fight him.
So that's
Anybody that talks about blood drowning is a scary.
yeah. We need more blood in the game. I don't think the last blood skin we had was like Chuck, right?
I think,
I think
that
that's
may
the
be
only one we
yeah,
have.
I
Blood
think so.
Slaughterhouse Chuck.
Yeah.
Can we get some more blood soon? I like blood.
Maybe on the skull chain.
Like, just make it like alien blood if we have to. Just keep it,
Green
the way-
ichor.
Yeah, green ichor.
Oh,
That'd
you
be
know
fun.
it doesn't feel the same. I mean, on Kamazot's, right? He drinks out of purple ichor pools, right?
Yeah. Just change it to red then. Still call them like ichor pools, and you'd be
Yeah,
fine.
just change the color. It'll be all good.
I mean, if we have a skin of Kamazot's, where Kamazot's is canon as drinking this purple ichor, and this one happens to be red, it's not technically blood because he's always been doing it that way.
Let's move on then to the next game, which is Snow Day Scylla. Yes, those pretty
Amis
huskies.
und ihre
And
komischen
the
Regeln,
lovely,
was
sweet little girl that is Scylla.
Altersbeschränkungen
No
gibt.
ichor. No ichor here at all.
No.
Just fun little snowballs being thrown around between the huskies.
Happy.
They look like they're
childlike,
having an
fluffy
amazing
murder
time.
times.
Until she ults your entire
Does she
team.
actually
Yes,
have
exactly.
like? Does she, I really wish it like when she ults. I don't know if it does, but it'd be amazing if she did. Where she
Ich
ults
möchte,
and then she ults.
dass dieser Skin als
Absolutely.
Auto-Attacks
The dogs go mad.
Schneebälle schmeißt.
Ooh.
Wenn nicht, bin ich enttäuscht.
She's pretty adorable.
How cute and fluffy.
I will say, we were talking about Agni
outfit
skins, and we've got an Agni skin coming up, but Scylla skins have always been really solid, like all the way back from, what was it, the first Cog skin we ever released?
Yeah,
onwards?
because all the skins are solid. Hindu.
That's
Okay, Chuck.
This is a weird detail, but the pattern on the upper part of her dress, down in the back there, that's really well done. I know exactly what material that is. Like that's a coat that I've seen someone wear. That's really well done.
So there's a nice little dress. Let's go through some of the abilities. How about a bit of Sicken? Well, first of all, is she throwing snowballs?
It's a little. Yeah,
Looks like
I mean, what would a snow day be without snowballs?
Yeah, that's true.
Ooh, I love the crackling ice noise.
Ich muss mich nicht
I
aufregen über die
really like,
Autotext
yeah,
des Schneebälle.
Snowflake,
Ich
how
bin
it forms as
befriedigt.
the crush is going.
Das hat was.
But not every snowflake's the
So
same.
satisfying.
That's right.
Those snowflakes are the same. They break reality.
There could be some random element.
So
No.
here's what I'm gonna say. There's at least a translucency effect being applied over the ground. So technically, unless you're hitting the exact same spot, which is very difficult to do, each snowflake is unique.
And the I'm a monster as per usual. Giant icicles?
Man,
Do it close up so you can see the patterns.
Odin needs
Nice.
a nerf. He just got hit by a level 20 Silo, not even a damage.
It's just the way it
So
always
strong.
is. It's always
Tank
getting
meta,
nerfed.
guys. Oh my god.
Well, at
We
least
gotta
we
do
have
something
those
about this.
magical defense items, right? That helps out.
All right, let's hear the voice pack.
I see the voice pack. Chuck called for it.
I am the best. La 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 la. I am the best. La 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 la.
Das ist mein Voicepack, nämlich. Statt Hunde hätten die Schneemänner machen können. Ich weiß nicht, das passt nicht. Ich finde das mit den Huskies ist schon in Ordnung.
So good. You are so good. Amazing. I am the best. La la
I am
Can
best.
you rock cancel that? Because I think that's going to be a
You
terrible
are
comment.
so good. Cancel that.
Yep. There we go.
Puppers love playing with new friends.
She really
Are you
did a
cold?
good job on that voice pack.
Doesn't bother me. It's not dessert for dinner if you only ever eat ice cream. Oh, don't you worry.
Weiß nicht, wie viel das
I'll
Skin das
throw a
ist. Oder meinst du jetzt
very
im Stream?
cool party.
Im Stream ist es der dritte, glaube ich, den sie zeigen. Aber zwischendurch war der Streamer weg, von daher.
That's all of them. Okay,
Dann
sorry.
noch einen
Miles
verpasst
away
haben.
today. I'm like, I was waiting for more lines to come out
I was
there.
like, yeah.
Overall, that's it for
Und
Scylla.
Zilla
We'll
hat
move on now
viele
to
Skins. Vor allem, das ist wieder ein Child's Play Skin
It's
und
also
Zilla hat schon einen
part of
Child's
the
Play Skin. Ich muss es ja nicht verstehen.
You'll get more
Er hätte da auch mal was
in the
anderes
future,
nehmen
but
können.
It's Frosty version of Agni. And Agni has some amazing skins.
This skin is pretty cool.
Oh.
Hey, I had to get one, guys. I had to get one.
He does not look like someone I would let play with my child.
Get me out.
Look at that grin.
Which one? You see what I did there? Because there's two of them. That's why they pay me the big bucks, boys and girls. Whew. I'm on form today.
So he's an ice mage instead of a fire mage, right?
Does he just drop snowballs then?
It's not snowballs.
Oh, okay.
It's ice crystal based.
Oh, okay.
See the crystals?
Snowballs.
Aus dem Skin kann man viel machen, ich bin
I would
gespannt.
call them snowballs, whether they look like snowballs.
You
or not.
can. You can call them whatever you want.
Okay. I will. So into game we go. We'll see the basics first of all. They look very snowy as per usual. And the passive. I wonder what the passive does. Does it look like flames on you still? Oh, it's like a little.
It's like a glacier.
Okay.
Yeah, we got like some frost breath around the hit area, and then like a whole wave, avalanche of
Frosty
snow.
coldness,
that's
yeah.
fun.
And then
I
you
like the
got
dimension.
your speedy glacier.
Nice.
Those look pretty sharp. Oh, icy.
Literally.
It's like you don't want to step on those.
Yeah, they're really like butt
Stalagmites.
level smites. Yeah. I really like the ice that slowly fades out afterwards.
And it comes with a voice
Irgendwie
back
sehen diese
too, so
Kommentare
let's
ziemlich
listen
winzig
to that
aus.
We
Wahrscheinlich einfach, weil der Flammenschweif drumherum fehlt.
who, not bad.
Separated.
What a spectacle. What's cooler than being cold? Ice cold.
All right.
Hypothermia is such a terrible thing. Nothing warms my heart more than to see you freeze. You're in for a ride. I'm twice as cold and double the brain freeze. I am sweet as sugar, hard as ice. Hurt me once, and I'll kill you twice.
That was a bizarrely sinister rhyme.
Yeah, it was. Jack and Jill murdered you.
Right? He's got bars.
Okay, I've been told we're going back to the Geb skin, I believe, next. I'm not sure why. No one's told me why. Do we know? Oh, unfortunately, we had
So you didn't
issues.
finish something.
Okay, so
Ja.
let's go back to the Geb skin for you guys that may have missed it earlier. We're due to some technical
Das Ende vom
difficulties.
Gapskin haben wir
You didn't miss
mitbekommen,
much.
nachdem
Or
der
did
Stream
you?
5-mal weg war.
Because there's a
Dankeschön.
giant Geb on your screen.
Should we try to do the exact
Aber dann haben wir
same
offensichtlich zur
dialogue?
Cat nicht verpasst, die kam dann nicht als erstes. Das ist schon mal gut.
No. You're not missed Circuit, by the way, boys and girls at home. Circuit is the next one after this Gebsin, so you've not missed anything else. Don't worry, I can see you typing away in
We
chat.
got you covered.
Rage
That's
mode
right.
activate, rage mode deactivate. You can get off Twitter. If you do have issues, though, always tweet them at MLC Stealth.
That's right. He is
he'll
there
be the
to
one
hear
to
your
do it.
complaints.
That's the way it'll be.
And take you on dates.
as
his
many
job.
discs
Also
as
kann
you
ich nur
want.
nochmal zu sagen, die Card Art sieht deutlich besser aus als das Skin selber.
This
Ich
is
mag
the
den nicht.
mossy looking gebe, and they are little fairies that. Chuck
Also das ist ganz nett, aber das sieht man ja nicht, wenn man normal
Changing the
spielt.
outfits
Do you
of
see the
these.
part where you can't see me on the camera, but
Not
I'm
right
on
now.
my phone?
He is actively taking
in
notes.
G-chat.
What is it you don't like about it, Chuck? Just so everybody knows.
Just,
It's the robes and their whiteness.
It's because they're too white, the robes?
yeah, they just looks like tiny
awfully
cartoons
clean.
of Moses.
But I mean,
guess
if they're
gotta deal with this
druids.
for
But
now.
I mean, if they're not clean robes, then they're dirty druids, and you want them to be clean, right? Like, it shows that they're really invested in their, their work.
Or it shows that they only just got the job and they're not very experienced. They need a little wear and tear. It shows character. They've been around this. They're not noobs.
I do actually like the characters in that, seeing all the extra rocks come up as
And
well.
the druid
Ich meine, eigentlich könnte es sich auch gleich sparen,
I like how
Gap-Skins
they
zu
light up
machen.
from the center and then kind of move
Wenn es einen
out.
Gap-Skin gibt, der nicht Wii U macht, dann nimmt
This
man
is our
den
voice
eh
pack, and I
nicht.
guarantee you, I'm going to predict this because I'm just that good. It's probably going to be a Scottish mixed with a little bit of like aunt, old school aunt. That's
No,
probably what it's going to like.
you are admirable. Exquisite. I feel reborn. I hope you leave without returning. Is this how you treat an elder? After all these years, I finally grew some moss on my chest.
That's like the most
You know
low-key
why
DM.
my
I
uncle
hope you leave
statues look so
without
mean?
returning. Yeah.
Because they have
This voice pack,
hearts.
actually, the more I listen to it, it sounds like an old Scottishman who owns a pub in the very north of Scotland and doesn't get many visitors. Is what it really feels like. There's a little look at the Geb skin. Chuck's too busy typing away, getting get rid of those white. They are too clean.
Hey, 3 people just got fired. You want to be a 4th Hindu?
Talking about something that does look clean. Kunoichi Circuit. Kunoichi?
Kunoichi.
All right, kids, calm down, anime boys and
Ja, das hatten wir
girls.
vorhin schon mal.
Alright, kids,
Sieht
then
badass
what's
aus
the
und Zack hat halt
weapon?
ewig keinen Skin mehr gekriegt, also her
Kusari
damit.
Gama? Is that what you're
Wenn
asking
der
for?
Ingame
know, is
genauso
that
gut
what it
aussieht.
It is. So you know how we have Shogun's Kusari?
Yeah.
Kusari means chain, and that's the chain that it's attached to. And then Kama is like what Izanami throws the sickle. So you put them together, it's Kusari Gama.
Okay, then, but what's the ribbon wrapped around it called?
It's a ribbon.
Ah. I thought there was going to be some
is the
sort of technical term that I was not aware of.
It's there to just look awesome.
Sure. I was hoping it
its
was there for
primary
like
function.
special effects. I mean,
Keep
there's
on
people
throwing
who
me
buy
easy
those.
balls, Hindu. I got this all
I'll keep
day.
trying. I'll keep trying one day. One day I'll get
You
you.
don't want to
Not now.
keep tormenting him. Because eventually he's going to go past his...
Wo da ähnlich gerade viel passiert,
He's just going to start shanking you.
mache ich nochmal Werbung
See,
dafür,
you seem to get it,
dass
Chuck. I
die
just-
God
yeah, I
Icons
was savvy, but-
Skin-Icons sein sollten, wenn man nicht den Standard-Skin
You
benutzt.
just
Ganz
tore
ehrlich.
AJ to ribbons.
Aber es wird wahrscheinlich nie passieren.
I don't remember that. Not intentionally, anyway. Or
Anyway,
was it?
carrying on.
Yes.
Let's talk about Circuit.
Sick
She's
at
got a
that
sweet.
The outfit is
Oh,
cool.
I love those. They remind me of like the old school Ninja Gaiden.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Das hat was. Das gefällt mir.
Look at me. Anime.
Anime.
I'm glad we got the head movement on.
Right?
I'm sorry. I'm so excited about anime. I know my anime too. And the ambush as well. Oh, what's
Check
the,
out the
what's
sweet
the detonation?
pattern.
I want to see
Yeah,
the detonation.
You gotta watch it.
Now you see me.
Oh,
That was.
This will be your end.
What is that symbol?
Now you see me? No, you don't. Now you don't. Ah, oops, falsches Spiel.
It's a skull with the ninja mask.
Ooh, yeah, I see.
Cool.
it looked like a dead Power Ranger at first from the angle.
Also ich finde,
I was seeing like World War II
die
bomber
Ult-Textur da ist
right?
das Schwächste am
that's a
Skin.
good point. I get that one.
But it looks very metal.
Pon's actually going to spawn some minions. to kill
Bei
them
Hots
all
gibt es
now, so it's
Skin-Icons? Ich weiß es
great.
nicht. Ich
He
habe
loves
Hots
doing this with his
nicht
stuff. That's why he just
genug
likes doing
gespielt.
silly little interactions to show people
Well,
stuff.
since he stopped being pro, it's the only way he gets kills.
Wow, you guys have
Oh
got so
my
mean
goodness.
these days.
Friend
Okay.
or foe?
Was that your phone?
That was Chuck's.
Was that people like saying, "Please don't fire me"? Is that what just happened?
Yeah, they're actively.
It's my home security company, actually.
He's been broken into because
So if Chuck's tense for the rest of this broadcast, we all know
He
why.
ain't home. He's on patch notes.
rob him quick. Okay, let's have a listen to the voice pack for this skin.
Subarashi! Subarashi! Your blade cuts true. A blow well struck. I stand alone. I attended the Koga School of Ninjaneering. If a ninja kills their target in the woods, and no one's there, does it make a sound? At least I will make it. It makes a corpse. It was your poor fortune to cross my path.
Fazit, Skin, größer Voice Pack.
I stand alone.
Definitely an evil ninja feel to her.
Yeah.
For sure. Not a nice ninja, you know.
Do we have? Have we made it up to a whole ninja team? No.
Kann auf jeden Fall in keinster Weise mit dem Blades Voice Pack konkurrieren.
An all assassin team.
No, you could use Kuzenbo.
Sure.
That's right.
That's Guardian.
Yeah, we got Serket or Nemesis.
Or both.
We got
Shino Blanque
yep, Shino Blanque.
for Hunter.
What about Warrior? Do we have a Warrior?
We have Don Yoden, but that's more samurai and less ninja.
It's true.
Well, while they're saying that, we should be able to move on to the Circuit Mastery.
We should be able to talk about things that
Fishman will
people
just
care
muse to
about
themselves for the rest of the show. We're gonna move on.
instead of making lists.
Save that for your downtime.
Yeah, that's fair.
And when your house isn't being broken into. The circuit skin on your screen there, you can see the card art. And now Chuck's going to check his phone because he just remembered that. I was like, actually, it's a good point. Why am I so convinced about this? I should be checking out about my house. Let's go in game and have a little look at these skins. Obviously, we try and update the masteries whenever possible. Everyone has been raging just lately that we've not been doing enough of these, but they have started.
Everyone has been raging. Oh, wait, what?
Ready.
We try to get them in, especially when we're touching new gods, so that the patch isn't any larger, especially for our console players, and it just makes things neatly handled in the same package.
I like her hairstyle on this one. I don't know why, just the hairstyle stood out to me.
From behind, it looks kind of like she's going Super Saiyan.
Yeah. We did a lot of references today, I'll tell you that much, towards other things. We don't normally do that, but hey, I'm down for it. The legendary version, as always, my favorite.
I always love the legendary versions. Black and
Think
gold.
you're the same as me? Black and
Yeah,
gold?
black
It's
and
always
gold. It's
good.
like you can't beat it.
You can't go wrong. There's somewhere
really
the
strong
blue
pairing.
and gold beats it now.
Also ich mag weder die Gold noch die Legendary Skins.
Okay.
Diamonds sehen manchmal gut aus.
I'm okay with it. They're not my favorite.
The diamonds really.
Oh,
You
that's
just
okay.
switch to it in the lobby to prove that you
Right.
have it.
It's like, yeah, I'm good with this god. I just
Some
gotta
of the
focus a little
diamonds
Ooh,
bit.
that's
like,
nice.
are remarkably fitting to the god.
Yeah, it just depends on the god as well, with which one it fits to as well.
But the black and gold is still. You just can't. It's still the best.
So
top tier.
all these skins will be available in the next patch. Fishman, you're the only one on here that may have an understanding of when PTS could be.
It will be as soon as we can get it up.
Of course you were gonna say.
Yeah. Chris and what's the handle we have specifically for when the patches are going out?
Oh, we do?
I think so. I think there's like.
Was mich ehrlich gesagt wundert, ist, dass es keinen Gladiator Shield Nerf gab. Das wäre mal sinnvoll gewesen.
All the questions. He'll also take you on
He'll
a
take
date.
care of you.
See?
Yep. Tweet at Stealth. He'll let
I was
you know
hoping
when
he does
PTS
a
is
good
up.
one, Hindu.
Also,
just to say you just won.
If you guys can tweet at Clumsy, it is his birthday today.
Yes, it is his birthday.
Really?
Happy birthday, Clumsy.
Happy birthday, Clumsy. Okay, before we go, final thoughts. What do you best thing in the patch, Isaiah?
Definitely the Geb skin. I really like the druidic swirls, as we say them.
And the Scottish
Druidic
accent.
swirls.
What about you, Chuck?
Something
to do with skulls?
It's hard between the Hachiman and the Serket.
Nee, 100%
But I
Zeller.
really like the evil Hachiman.
Auch wenn ich schon 50 Skins hat.
Flag.
The banner.
I like the Serket a lot, but I'm also excited to see how the mage balance plays out. I think that's some really cool stuff.
Yeah, well, the balance change is going through. Make sure you check the PTS for when it's going to be available. Fenrir got buffed. How much of a buff? You guys decide. We'll see you all
I'm gonna
next
find
time
out personally.
on the Patch Note Show.
Thanks, guys.
Bye-bye.